What's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the AC here. It's hot today, super hot. My assistant coach just flew in from California. He's gonna be staying here for a better part of the week. So we're gonna be recording some of those training sessions, any questions or anything like that he might have. He's a knowledgeable guy himself. He's been working with me as a client for a few years now, but I'm sure we're gonna have some good, stimulating conversations for you guys during these training sessions. So we'll post that all up. All right, guys, back for vlog. I think this is 7 or 8. Here with my assistant coach, Aaron. He just got here from California. How's it going? Should be able to hear him. He's got a mic. But we're gonna be hitting a leg session today. Same type of video. We're just gonna run it very casually, and you'll just pick up on our conversation. Hopefully there's some good stuff in there for you guys.
Hopefully I make it out here alive.
Yeah.
Were you doing a 1.5 rep scheme last time on these? Or was that the leg extensions?
I did that on this at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually, maybe you're thinking of when I did the, it was basically like, half ROM in the short. And I repped it out through there.
Yeah.
And then basically, like, once I failed in that position, I came all the way up and I just came back as far as possible.
I see.
Yeah, so basically the entire range of motion got fatigued.
Mm-hmm. Right. You gonna do a few warm-up sets before?
Yeah. I'll probably just do a couple. When I'm using this, I typically, I don't usually use these handles. I guess, I don't know, just where they're positioned, it's easier for me to actually push into this.
Okay.
We'll see how easy that is for me right now. But, I might actually have to use these handles right now. It's like exactly where I would normally push into for where I scratched up. I think that was 10-ish reps. I feel like you could probably run that. 70 looked pretty easy for you, so. Kind of looked like you just floated through that set.
Yeah.
So at this point, since I feel pretty good on that set, what I'm gonna do now is I just bumped it up to 130. I know that 150, 170, the next notch down basically will probably be my working set. But I'm just gonna do 5-6 reps just to somewhat prime my body for that and get a little bit more warmed up without having to exert a bunch of energy on a warm-up set.
Yeah.
And fatigue myself more than needed. Will you push down on this? Just because it's hard for me to...
Oh yeah.
I want to get all the way down to that 2. There we go, perfect.
As long as I don't hear a snap.
It's definitely snug, but I don't like any wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm basically just taking extra care in each end range. So, I mean, I could have just kind of stopped near the full stretch, but I'd much rather work all the way into it.
Okay.
And then on my working sets, I might not get all the way into a completely extended knee position, but I'll get close.
Yeah.
And I at least want to be warmed up for that ROM.
Gotcha. You think 130 is gonna be okay for me?
Yeah, I think this will probably be a first working set.
Okay.
For you two, I'd probably try and go down to that. One before the bottom, just so it's snug in there.
Small leg problems.
That's where I'm at too, so. Nice. Come on, go for 8. Nice. One more. Fight it. Fight it. Come on. There you go. Good. Whew, good set. You probably had a couple like partials reps
left in there.
after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good stopping point for like first set.
Yeah.
Cool. Probably rest like a second longer. It's been so humid here lately that I don't know how you are with mosquitoes, but it's so annoying. It's been raining and humid, so there's been so many mosquitoes out.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'm so itchy right now.
That's the one thing that got me in Japan was we went up to
Mosquitoes.
the mountains
Oh.
and in like 30 minutes got like 7 bites.
Dude, I remember I went on a field trip in middle school to this island that had this like bog swamp thing. And of course, like you have a humid, wetland, right? That we're literally like trudging through. As soon as the bus pulled up into that area, like I'm not even joking, like the windows themselves, like on the outside of the bus, like mosquitoes just started like pressing against it. And it was like darkening the inside of the bus.
Lunch has arrived.
Dude, as soon as I got out of there, oh my God, like I was torn up by those mosquitoes. It was awful. Yeah. Like you could literally like put your hand, like smack it, and it would just be like just mosquitoes. It's disgusting. Like, honestly, that's what I was thinking about last time I was in Vegas. I was like, man, wouldn't it be so bad to like live out here? Because at least it's like a dry heat. There's really like not mosquitoes over there. All right.
But that dry heat is something else too.
Yeah, it is. I actually came at a really good time, they said, so I was, I guess, a little more fortunate because they were like, yeah, it's like 10 degrees cooler than it would normally be right now, so yeah. Good luck next time you come down. Will you push down on this again?
Oh, yes.
Normally I'm strong enough to do it myself, but
Locked in?
disabled. All right.
Come on, JP. Nice. Nice.
Cool. Okay.
I know we got some rest, but
If you need another second, yeah, take a second. It's probably been like a couple minutes, but yeah, you could probably use another minute. Whew.
Oh, almost did your 150.
Yeah, I'll probably stick with the 130.
Yeah.
And this time just rep it out completely. So I think you'll probably get at least, you know, maybe 8 reps with partials. Cut out the pause in the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, just go for the full stretch. Nice. Come on. Let's go. You got a few more. Nice. 2 more. 2 partials. Last partial, hold it. Fight it as long as you can. Nice. Whew. Good set.
I usually push pretty hard, but not that hard.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably stick with the same 150 again, and then do the same thing you did. So I'm gonna cut out that
Bottom
hold back here, just because it definitely takes away from some of the reps that you're able to do.
Right.
And since we already got a set in that essentially focused on that like mid to short, I'd much rather just use this next set to really like focus in on that lengthen to mid range.
Gotcha.
I honestly don't like fully understand it when people are like, oh wait, this side? When people are complaining about like how short workouts are. And I honestly feel like that's because they just don't train that hard. So they feel like they didn't accomplish anything.
Right.
Because I'm just like, dude, like my workouts are an hour 15, but by the time I'm done, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm beat,
I'm usually pretty toasted, but
Yeah.
I think if you go in there with just going through the motions and not really pushing intensity, you feel like you could do more.
Which is what most people do, right?
Yeah.
But I also think it's just an issue of not really knowing what that looks like.
Right.
You know, so some people are just like, I did my 8 to 12 reps,
Right.
so I'm done, you know? That's it for my set. But in reality, they're 8 to 12
Guilty
reps.
of that for many, many years.
Yeah, it was a
in
warm-up,
college.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's why so many people get stuck in like the first year physique, I would feel.
Right.
You know, they make good progress in the first 6 months to a year, and then that's it.
Right.
So they tap out there,
Yeah.
and then they start lifting properly at some point, hopefully.
Right.
And then they start seeing like beginner gains again, essentially, you know, after they make that breakthrough.
Right. So before I joined you,
Yeah.
I had gotten back into lifting supposedly like relatively intensely for like 3 months. But I didn't really understand volume. Didn't have anyone to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
So some days, some weeks I would work out like 3 days a week, sometimes 4, sometimes I'm busy with work and I only do 2. So having someone holding me accountable to get all my workouts in and also
The
helping me
consistency.
understand the volume,
Yeah.
checking my form, like really helped me excel and get back to where I once was
Yeah.
and actually, you know,
Surpass it.
finally surpass it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cool too, because like a lot of people feel like after like your 30s that you can't really make progress in the gym anymore if you've been in there for 5+ years. But it just depends on what you were doing for those 5+ years, you know?
Yes, yeah.
So, all right, let me get this up.
Here we go.
Otherwise, I'm not going to want to do it. The more I think about it.
All right, keep it up. There you go. Definitely got a few more. So you guys aren't training to this intensity, you gotta give it a try.
Just try one set like that. It basically would equate to 4 or 5 of your normal sets.
Even the sets before where we weren't like holding the partial until failure, I mean, I feel like a lot of people need to get to that point to know what it feels like, right? The whole get close to failure.
I feel like that one warm-up set you did where you started breathing a little hard towards the end, that's like as intense as some people train.
Right.
And that was your warm-up set, you know?
Like, right. Once it starts to get difficult, people are like, okay, that must be it.
Yeah.
Right?
And sometimes, well, I mean, it's super interesting just because like there's theories about how the perception, like just how hard someone perceives the set to be, and the discomfort caused by like what's going on during that set,
Right.
can essentially stop your set before you actually reach muscular failure,
Right.
or peak motor unit recruitment. So it's just like if you put yourself even into a mind state that like, oh, this is so hard, this feels super difficult, even just that could affect how many reps you get out of that set.
Yeah.
So it really is like kind of like a mental thing,
Yeah. I mean, like Ronnie Coleman says, lightweight, right? Sometimes I do tell myself that. It's like, you got this, you got this.
Something that I often do, like say I have a rep range of 6 to 8, in my head, I'll actually shoot for like 10, 12 reps. So I'm like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get 12 reps, even knowing based on my previous sessions that I'll probably only get 8, maybe 9 at most. But if I aim for that in my head, it at least doesn't like stop me mentally from going, okay, I hit 7 reps.
Right.
Like I'm within my rep range, cool. Like I want to surpass my rep range.
Right.
You know, I don't want to always be within that. I want to get stronger. So
Right.
if you think that you can do more, then you potentially can, versus limiting yourself.
Right.
So hopefully these squats are going to feel good, guys, because I'm getting old, and pretty sure I just bent over to pick something up off the ground earlier today, and I felt some tweak in my low back, so felt a little stiff. We just did a lot of walking, so we walked around the mall for a couple hours basically. I got in like 10,000 steps or 9,000 by like 2 p.m. I probably have like 10,000 now. So that helped a bit. Doesn't feel too bad. Cracked my back in the car a few times. Feel a little more limber. So we'll see how these hack squats feel. Hopefully they're feeling good. And plus, I got these dope knee sleeves, and I got a cool new belt to show you guys. So I'm thinking that's gonna add at least plus 25 power to this squat. So maybe hit a PR. That'd be awesome. Also, this is how you get knee sleeves on. Fold them and then pull them on. God, I got a mosquito bite on the back of this knee. So itchy. Whew. I have excuses too. I can't push as hard because I got boo-boos. I was playing Call of Duty the other day, and I was like, dude, if I don't play good, I've got a lot of excuses right now as to why. My palm is bruised. It hurts when I put my forearm down on my leg. Should like 8 reps. Feeling it out. I like to pause at the bottom, and then even at the top, I'll just do a quick little flex. During my warm-up sets anyways. During my working sets, I don't typically do that. Yeah, I actually just like come into a full lockout and flex.
I see.
I mean, I just want to be essentially prepared for the full range of motion. So I'm actually hitting the bottom there, but it's still like pretty much max knee flexion anyways.
Right. So
We'll
if
see.
this weight right here becomes my first working set, how should I change the tempo? Don't need to fully flex at the top?
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. If anything, I would just come to like a soft lockout, or you can come to a full lockout. I don't think your knees are like hypermobile or anything, so should be fine.
Right.
And then I don't think you have to do like a significant pause at the bottom or anything like that. Just come to full knee flexion and come right back up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think pausing the bottom is great, but that's just not what we're doing today.
Okay. Too light?
Felt good. I mean, still felt kind of heavy, but that kind of tends to happen for my
3-rep
warm-up sets.
last warm-up set?
So that was, I mean, I'm still gonna do like probably another warm-up set before my
The 4
working
and a
set.
quarter is going to be a
It'll just be a
warm-up set?
ramp-up set really, because I'll do like 2 reps,
Okay.
just to feel out the weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if this is your working set, then yeah, we're gonna be working around that like 5 to 7
Okay.
rep range. So. Nice. Come on. Let's go. Come on, push it. Nice.
Do a little shrug to save myself.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to give you a little something, but
Yeah.
you got it up. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll try 5 and a quarter.
Okay.
Nice. Come on. You got a few more. Actually got a lot more reps than I thought. Nice. Go for it. Go for it. No, go for it. Come on. You got it up. You might be able to get this one. Push it. Hard as you can. Hard as you can. Come on. Let's go. Nice. That was a good set to failure. I thought you had it. You were right there. You know it's a good set to failure when you finish with laughing. It's just like, oh my God. All right. Just take one off that side. You can get it up, but
Okay.
I don't want to tire myself more than necessary. Cool. I will say though, I don't know how I feel about Boruto. It's just like, I haven't caught up, not caught up, but I got pretty far into it. Yeah. And it's just super annoying how they made him like a deadbeat dad. And I'm just like, his whole thing when he was a kid was that he didn't have a family, and now he's neglecting his family. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, fuck. All right. It's like, why does this look like so much weight? And then I'm like, yeah, it is.
It's an illusion. It's nothing. You got this.
I got this for at least 5. We'll get 5. All right.
Nice. Come on. You got it. Nice.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I'm happy with that. Because I think I needed a spot on the 4th rep last time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I literally just had my fingers hovering on that 5th rep, so it was all you.
I think I may have maybe had 1-2 reps max left. I think the 2nd rep probably would have been ugly. So basically I just chose to stop it at that like RPE 8.5-ish.
Yeah. Wait, that was 8.5 for you?
Yeah, I would say. Because I do think I could have probably got 1 more rep, maybe 2. So I think next set I'll drop down to the 5.
Yeah.
And then I'll just rep that out. Whew.
I was so into it, I don't even remember how many reps I got.
Oh yeah, I blacked out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it was like 5 or 6.
We can watch the recording back later.
Yeah. If I do another set, I'm just gonna
I would just rest.
Huh?
If anything, you could rest.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's Tuesday. I mean, you didn't have that much rest between.
Yeah.
Like 2 working sets and you hit 1 to failure. It's definitely sufficient already.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, no. Oh, I would dread that, dude. If I were in your position, anyways. So, I mean, we can assume that if you were completely fresh, good night's sleep, didn't hit squats, you know, day before yesterday, then you'd probably get more. Maybe hit that 4 plate.
Sure didn't look that way today.
But I mean, like, literally just flew in this morning, so.
So I got like maybe 3 half-hour naps on the way over.
Your body's still like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
Ooh. Whew.
Time for JP and I to go take a nap.
I just really don't think I'm gonna be able to. It's funny because if you look, last night I just couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So I posted on TikTok at like 4 something a.m. Like, I was like, something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I made a couple of posts.
Yeah, sometimes I'm up until 1, 2 a.m. and I see you still on. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're a few hours ahead. I'm like, how are you still up?
I mean, sometimes I'm just trying to sleep, you know?
Okay.
Or I'm not always up sometimes. Like people will be like, oh, I thought you were like up because you were like on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't, you know?
You're just logged in?
Yeah, I guess I'm just, well, I guess if I don't close the app out or something.
You try another?
Oh, I think I need another minute.
Yeah.
At least. That was 5, right? Did I miscount? I hope that was 5.
It was 5.
Because sometimes I just can't count during my sets. I'm gonna be really upset if that was not 5, because
Yeah, that was 5. I remember.
although that's still not the best I've done on this.
Yeah.
Because I've done a 6 plate for I think 4 or something like that. Maybe 5. So maybe we'll get there again.
At one point I hit on leg press. I think I hit 14 plates, so 7 on each side. And I was like, yes, finally did it. And then I see you doing it with one leg.
Well, I mean that like Cybex leg press is also a bit easier compared to like this for like a single leg.
Because it comes
Yeah,
at
like
a
the
different
arc
angle.
of the machine. Yeah. Feels super nice though.
Maybe next time I'll try it.
Plus,
I've
like
never
that
tried
sled
that.
is also heavier, I believe, as well.
Oh, I see.
Compared to the
Just the starting
Cybex.
weight?
Yeah, I mean I think it's maybe like 20, 30 pounds. I'm not entirely sure, but
Are those 100-pound plates?
yeah.
Not many gyms have those.
Yeah, there's like a set of like, I think they have 2 sets of them, like 400. It's pretty nice for when you're doing like leg press.
Yeah.
Just because I hate loading up, you know, like 8 plates or something like that. And that's part of the reason I started doing single leg. But even then, single leg, like I still like have to take so much time to load up like 6
Right.
plates. But otherwise, it's so much worse, like using both legs. Because then I'm like, okay, I'm literally putting like 13 plates on each side.
It's like a workout just loading and unloading, right?
Yeah, literally. I don't know if there's another exercise that like really gets in my head, like heavy squats. You know what I mean? Just because it's like, just like you're pushing the earth away, you know?
Honestly, I used to really dread working out legs.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough, but I actually started enjoying it because after correcting some imbalances and now that I can actually start to progress again, that challenge is kind of fun. It feels good.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's hard, it's rough, but it's...
I like seeing the reps and the weight go up.
Right.
That's fun. But it's still just like knowing that I'm about to be under the, like this much weight.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of a mind fuck. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like humans do this, you know?
Yeah.
I usually think
fun.
about that sometimes, you know? Yeah, I was thinking about that just the other day because like my palm was so bruised. And I was like, man, it's just crazy that like normally like a human being can like load like hundreds of pounds through their hand, you
Right.
know? Like your joints, your body are just built to be able to like do that, or, you know,
Yeah.
genetically some people are, you know, better disposed to be able to do that, but it's just still cool,
Yeah.
you know? But then you see like gorillas,
Yeah.
you know, and they just naturally, like, just like as they are, can, you know, basically bench like
One
1,000 pounds. Yeah, pick up humans with one hand.
Yeah.
You ever seen that one video of the gorilla who was like walking by this human, and he literally just grabbed them by the like clothes or something and just started like dragging them behind him, like a fully
yeah.
grown person,
They were...
just casually.
It was like a photographer. He was
Yeah,
like laying
something like
down.
that.
He just dragged him and
Started
then let him
dragging
go
him.
after like 20 feet or something like
Yeah,
that, right?
but he just like effortless, like
Yeah.
it was a rag doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, geez, it's like 180-pound man, like 200-pound man or something.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
It's like what goes through your mind. It's
It would basically like, yeah, be
I'm
the
dead.
equivalent of me like dragging like a toddler around.
Right.
You know, so we're like toddlers to them.
yeah.
Like a gorilla could literally throw you, like one arm. All right. Thankfully, this is like a light set now. So, thank God, the heavy stuff is over. Okay.
Do you need a spot on this one towards the end?
I'll be all right, because
Okay.
if I fail, I fail. If I die, I die.
4, 5, 6. Keep it up. Oh man, I was a little bit too late.
Yeah, it's okay. We're alive.
Good set.
Sometimes it's just like, I think I have it,
Yeah.
and I know that if I push with like 10 pounds more force, it would go.
Yeah.
But it's just that little bit.
Yeah.
Whew.
And for beginners, you usually don't recommend them to work too close to failure because you still have to get form down before you push to that intensity, right?
Typically, for like complete beginners, that's also part of the reason I may prescribe higher rep ranges, like we talked about before.
Right.
Just because then they get more practice with the
Right.
movement. Then once I see they're proficient, that's when we may start introducing, sets closer to, or not closer, but to failure at that point.
Yeah.
And then from there, once they're good at that, then we can start working down the rep range, maybe adjusting tempo so it's a little bit faster.
Right.
Like if you saw that for my maximal set, those reps were pretty fast,
Yeah.
But for a complete beginner, if they were to move that fast during a set,
Yeah.
it would look sloppy,
Right. I mean, it really wasn't that long ago that you had told me to slow down my tempo just so that I could get better control of the movement, especially when I was feeling a little bit of knee instability.
Yeah.
So you had me doing a 4-second negative on these, and that really helped.
Yeah, just getting like the actual like movement pattern down.
Right.
Because if you're not able to do it without thinking about it, essentially, you're not gonna be able to push maximally.
I was walking that plate back over and I felt my glute cramping. Guess that means I got a pretty good set.
Sorry?
Yeah, so the slow eccentric for better muscle activation,
Motor unit recruitment,
motor
you're
unit
saying?
recruitment. Yeah.
So I know that a lot of people think that, but that slowing of the eccentrics, or concentrics, I should say in this case, should be something that essentially happens involuntarily, just because you're reaching like a near failure point. And that's where you're getting a high degree of mechanical tension, right, throughout your set. So that's why you want to be pushing close to that failure point or to failure for your sets. But it's not something that you can do. It has to happen involuntarily when the muscle's actually starting to fatigue, getting close to that failure point.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just you slowing the sets.
Right.
But you're not necessarily getting more mechanical tension or more motor unit recruitment because of that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. My work schedule was pretty busy this week, so I had some gaps in my workout. So last time I did upper body was probably like 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you need to hit? Because I've already hit like a push-pull right before
Okay.
this. So, like, I could probably do a pull shoulder kind of day.
Okay.
Maybe some biceps too.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably worked out.
Sounds good.
Something like that.
Come on. Let's go. Squeeze. Nice. Did it feel hard from the get-go?
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why like a max 4 or 5 rep set is still really good because
Right.
essentially all of those reps are effective reps.
Right.
You have that slow contraction speed happening involuntary from rep 1.
Exactly.
And I think like a lot of people are just kind of scared to load that heavy because it's like they're not used to the first rep being hard.
Right.
Right? So it's like not until later in the set that they're just like, okay, like this is where the set's starting to get difficult,
Right.
but it's kind of where the set starts.
Exactly.
You know? But by that point, they're just like,
A lot of times they start right as it gets difficult.
yeah, exactly.
That's when you want to keep going.
Yep.
That was
What's
the
up, man?
starting
I
point.
like the belt.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I was wondering, you think you need time?
Oh, dude, I would love to. That's awesome.
How's your hand?
It's getting better. Yeah. Where do you want it at?
Anyway, it's fine.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Let's see. What's a good spot? You want it like somewhere in here? Or you want it over here?
Yeah, over there.
Cool. So not anywhere then. Just messing with you. Cool.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Give me that back.
Nice meeting you.
How old's your oldest again?
He's 10.
10?
Yeah.
Oh, I was right then. Yeah. So I was like, my wife was asking earlier.
Oh, okay.
So I was the thing is oldest is about 10.
Yeah.
And then how old's the youngest again?
5.
5?
5 years
Yeah, so
apart.
that's like same age gap as me and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a nice gap. Like I think there's good qualities about that.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let's get it.
Oh man. Yep.
You got it. Come on. It's still moving fast. You can at least get 5, so. Come on. Push it. I appreciate it, bro. You don't have to do that, though. I don't really care. Come on. Last set. Make it count. Nice. Come on. Push it. Close the gap. Come on. Go. Go. Hold it. Hold the squeeze. Hold it. Fight it. Fight it. Nice.
Running out of breath.
Good set. If anything for you, I would say, I don't know if you had it maximally out, but you could probably stand up and set it a little bit wider.
Yeah.
Just because when you were in that seated position, you were holding that pretty comfortably. So I think you might have actually had a little bit more ROM
Yeah.
in that.
I actually
like,
did one
eccentric.
less click than my first set.
Yeah,
I wanted
so-
to test it out, but I guess, yeah, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, you're super mobile, like your hips.
Yeah.
Like look at my ROM, and you were like out here. Oh.
Come on, let's get 5.
I feel like I'm giving birth.
Come on.
It's not even moving. Yeah, sometimes people will spot me and I'm like, I'm literally doing nothing at this point. So that's over, dude.
Get a chest workout.
Yeah. Yeah, some people will like they'll spot me and they'll spot me for like a good 1-2 reps and
Yeah.
like it'll be a good spot. But then they're like, oh, 2 more, and I'm like, I don't even feel myself working anymore, dude.
Yeah.
It's not productive at this point. So just be careful with this because there's like a little like thing right here.
Staple.
Yeah, I cut my thumb on that like a few weeks back. So just keep hurting myself. Yeah, like, because I was trying to adjust that and it wasn't coming out, so I like yanked my hand away and it,
Yeah. Somebody's full stacking this already.
yeah, me. I was at the top, second.
Second.
Yeah.
I'm shaking already. I had a lot of knee pain back then, and I would do 50 pounds on this, and it would
Yeah.
hurt. So I would stop. And now I'm doing like more than 200 pounds. So
Knowing what you know now, do you like feel like you know why that was happening previously?
probably foot position.
Yeah.
Also, just discomfort caused me to not train it, which made it progressively worse because it's just weak.
Yeah, because a lot of people complain about like knee pain on this machine.
Uh-huh.
And I do think like a lot of it is just due to like setup and then also not knowing how to like execute and warm up properly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because a lot of people basically like throw themselves into that top position.
Right.
And then what ends
Try
up
to
happening?
decelerate.
Yeah, so yep, exactly. So then they have to actively decelerate because they use momentum to carry them there. And now it's basically just like boom, like you're loading that full flex position, right? So
Right.
it's a lot on the knee joint that they did not essentially prepare for, or they're
Right.
not even maybe ready for.
Right.
So that's probably why a lot of people feel the sensation of like discomfort or pain with leg extensions,
Yeah.
versus essentially actively flexing
Yeah.
into that position. And you know you're strong enough for that because you moved into that versus this,
Yeah.
and then you catch it at the top, right?
Right.
Big difference between moving there and then catching the weight at the top.
Would you say this applies to a lot of other lifts as well? I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about not
For
using
sure.
momentum to start
Uh-huh.
off because you might miss that first half of that
Well,
work,
I think
right?
it just depends because momentum can have practical application within like a hypertrophy-based exercise selection. Like there's some cases that I may want to say use momentum on like a seated hamstring curl, for example. Like if I'm really trying to focus on that like mid to short position, I may use momentum to carry myself through that like initial ROM, and use my calves a bit in that starting position, just so I can work more in that mid to short.
Right.
So there's some application for it there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but time and place, right? If this is hard enough, then I'll just run it.
Nice.
That was more reps than usual, but I honestly just didn't want to do another set. So next set I'll probably go up, honestly, just so I can fill within a shorter rep range. Just because doing over 12 reps, it's not as fun for me.
Yeah. All right. But you know how you hear people talk about toe placement? Like you bias
Yeah.
this part of your quad, this part of your quad, but then watching a few videos like the courses on N1, talking about how like,
It doesn't do it.
No.
No.
yeah, but like just
all the
because you
quads
feel the
insert
sensation, like
Into
now,
that one quad tendon.
right?
So it's just like turning the foot either which way, like it's not gonna do anything. So
you're more so like inhibiting a certain muscle, right? Like because it's not aligned properly. So
not necessarily inhibiting. Like the quads are still working, but I will say putting more stress on the knee joint,
yeah,
just because the knee, it works in one direction, right?
yeah,
So if you're turning the foot inside or out and you're rotating that femur, right? So the knee is meant to work here.
yeah,
You just did this and force is moving through the side of your knee essentially,
yeah.
if that makes sense.
Prying at that joint at an angle it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what caused me pain back then.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to like imagine like a door and you're like lifting it as you're like,
Hey, if it's an old car, sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah. Doors in the house won't close unless you lift it a little. Come on. Nice. Last set. Let's go. Come on, Aaron. Still looks too easy. Come on. Push it. Push it. Come on. No, you got more. Don't give up. Come on. Hard as you can. Look, you still got it. Come on. Go, go, go. Nice. I could see you were fading a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just like if you kind of like give up on the set, like that's where the set ends. But as soon as you like start to think like, oh, I got more.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time you'll see people just like, move into a like range of motion that they thought they had already fatigued from, right?
On the second to last rep or the last full rep, I was kind of stuck at a catching point, and you're like, keep pushing, and I'm like, okay.
Because I saw how fast your earlier reps were moving, so I was just like, maybe like you actually did get close to failure at that point, but I do think that you likely are stopping more so just because like mentally, like it just doesn't feel great, you know? Oh, these are mine. These are Rode mics. You can actually pick these up at Best Buy.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the set for 2, I think it was like $300 or something like that. So they're not cheap, but they do work really well. Like, I'll use these for like a couple hours in the gym, and I'll still be able to use them for like my next couple gym sessions. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Of course. Oh, and I would suggest Best Buy just because they have this protection plan. Yeah. It covers kind of like everything you get from them. Yeah. So that's why I like it. Yeah. This is my last set, so it's all you after. Whew. I think it was at 230. Remember? Was I 230? Pretty sure.
So, yeah.
I'll just try full stack.
Full stack? All right.
We'll try it. If I get like 4, that's good enough. Again, you just can't be scared to go heavy. Like just because the first rep is slow doesn't mean like you're not going to get more.
Yeah. There you go. Nice. Come on, come on, come on.
Come on. Shit.
I appreciate you.
Good set. Whew. I swear your quads are like double the size of mine. I gotta keep working on mine.
Time to pose?
All right.
Remember the mandatories? Well, I mean, I guess yours were a little bit different from mine.
You call them out and I'll try.
Try to keep up?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.
No, I look so small.
Well, I'm also like 5 weeks out or something, so. But posing after legs is kind of the worst. Front relaxed. Yeah, your front relax looks pretty good. Like your lats come out pretty crazy in that front. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Kind of far back, so we can't really use this beer. So. Quarter turn to the right. Face front. Your front double by. Front lat spread. Side chest. Side try. Face the rear. Back double bicep. Back lat. Face the front. Ab thigh. Still pretty good for off season. Favorite classic pose? Whatever you really want. Something like this, or actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably have to play with foot positioning, but it doesn't look bad.
I also like.
Yeah, that pose would work well for you, just because your lats sweep in so hard. That taper, it's kind of ideal. Yeah. With the tan though, it makes such a big difference with your physique.
I used to, for men's physique, I would do this one into this one.
Yeah. That's it. I think I just saw my wife call, so.
What's up?
I think I saw my wife call. Somebody called. So let me see who that is. All right, guys, that's the end of this vlog. I think that's episode 9. Leg day today.
Yep.
We'll catch you guys again tomorrow for some upper body. And yeah, what were you closing remark?
Just glad I could still walk to the car. Until tomorrow.
I was carrying him a second ago, but he wanted to walk when the camera turned
I
on.
don't want to look weak.
So.